Hey, I'm Lorean, Creative Director of Fox and Jane Salon. Stay tuned and we're going to show you how to create a super simple updo using just a few rubber bands. I always like to start any updo by prepping the front because once we start back here, whatever we've done up here is going to be how the front looks. So I'm going to begin by taking the front few sections and just giving myself a little volume. They're pretty fine. It's not too much hair. In the end, they will all work together, so it doesn't matter. I don't get too aggressive on it. I just really like to take a pretty fine section, take any kind of a boar bristle brush, or even a comb will work, and I just kind of come down about 4 to 6 times, and then I just get it out of my way. Once I have all this volume here, I can kind of check and see, do I want to add volume on the sides as well? Her hair is looking really, really straight right now because it was previously flat ironed. So I'm going to go ahead and come in here as well on the sides and just give a little lift and kind of comb it back to blend. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Her hair takes back combing really, really well. So I'm just going to hold here and kind of just pinch right at that front section and then comb this back. What that's going to actually do is give you that forward volume, but not so much height. So we get this gorgeous kind of ocean wave up here, but without it being kind of like your grandmother's back combing. So I'm actually going to start by taking a section going all the way from front to back. I do want a little bit of hair at the neckline in every single section. Now Kira has fine to medium hair, so I'm actually going to come a little bit farther than that. That feels just like a little bit too small of a section. I'm going to get this hair out of my way, and I'm going to bring all of this hair back into a rubber band. And I'm kind of coming almost where there's that curvature of the head. I'm not on the nape of the neck. I can kind of feel there's a bone right here called the occipital bone. And I'm kind of going to start my twist right on top of that occipital bone. So I'm just going to make this into a small ponytail. I feel like I need to wrap it a third time just because otherwise it's going to slip out. I'm a big fan of only wrapping the hair as much as I need to, and I'm just going to go ahead and let that hang out. Now I'm going to take my neck section, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start at the front, and I'm just going to use my fingers just to draw a line straight back. Now I'm going to come here, and I'm going to make a second ponytail right next to the first one. I'm not worried about the top being a little bit disheveled. I actually like this twist to look a little bit disheveled. I really am a big fan of hair that is slightly done but undone. Okay, so the first thing that's going to happen is I'm going to go back to my first section, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to split it perfectly in half. Once I have this divided, I'm going to take this through and I'm going to actually clip it. So I've crossed through and I'm going to clip it to the side. Now I'm going to come in and take my next section. I'm going to plan to have about 7 sections here by the time I get across the head. Every head is a little bit different just because of how much hair they have, how fine it is, how thick it is, how much curl. A 6 or 7 is probably about the right number. In this one, I'm actually going to go ahead and bring this in to meet. Now this one's a little bit thicker, so I'm only going to wrap it twice. And I'm going to go ahead and split my section, and this piece is going to come through it, and I'm going to go ahead and clip it out of my way. Now I'm going to come in and do the exact same thing. I'm coming in from top to bottom. I'm making a small ponytail. I'm following the line so that they're all in the same height, and I'm going to make another ponytail. Now I'm going to let this one down. I'm going to go ahead and split it into. I'm going to bring this through, and I'm going to place it out of my way. These 2 pieces come in to this ponytail. Kind of push that in a little bit. Let this one come out. Divide it in half. And section this one out of your way. So So I'm gonna watch that this is even all the way across. I wanna make sure it's balanced, that I'm not going high or low. And so I think this one kind of starts a little lower and comes up. So I'm gonna come just a little bit down here. Letting this one out. Go ahead and split it in half. Take this one and push it through, get it out of the way. And make my last section. Now again, I have all this nice texture up here. I'm not gonna worry about that until the end. Now, on my last two sections, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is take this piece and I'm going to add a rubber band about an inch down. Now, I'm gonna find a hole in the center of this piece, making sure I can see through it. I'm actually gonna bring this piece back through it. Same thing happens here. In between these two, I'm going to make a hole, and I'm gonna bring this through it. So now I'm going to come in and I'm going to take a look. I'm going to start to pin this to itself. If you want, you can start to now come back in and release some of the texture, or you can do it after you have secured it. In order to secure it, the easiest way is to grab a hold of the rubber band in that section and pull out the texture. For me, you really can't break it down too much here. I really like it when it starts to look less perfect. I'm just going to flip the ends right back underneath themselves and hide them inside. And then really go back through, covering up all of those rubber bands and exposing texture. Now the last thing I'm going to do is check how does the front of her hair look. Because we put that texture in there already, I already have a great lift. And again, I'm really okay with it being a little bit disheveled.